We are
Siamo
in
a
Saluzzo.
Saluzzo, il
The
locale
place where we find ourselves is called Il Boccone del Re, and we went back to find Riccardo Curti, who is the owner of this beautiful place. I suggest that you come and taste his wines and hams. We jump to 6 years after the interview in which he recounts the therapeutic diagnostic process of his keratoconus, and we decided to do this reunion. Yes, we have changed a little ourselves, and the keratoconus approach has changed as well. But we are proud to be able to say that what we did was absolutely right. We are always pushing strong in this direction, in the conservative treatment of this disease, because we think that the right way is to keep one's cornea, perhaps with the implantation of a ring, with cross-linking, or with the help of a contact lens. Let us remember that a contact lens helps one to see, which is by flattening the cornea, make it more of a physiological curvature, thicken the cornea with cross-linking, while we surgeons do our own great jobs. We put lenses inside the eyes to remove myopia, but corneal aberrations can only be corrected with an artificial cornea that is a contact lens which can be put on and removed within one's regular day.
Sono passati 6 anni,
Six
dopo
years
6
has
anni
passed,
confermo.
and I confirm that I made the right choice. A little late, but fortunately I did it. After some time, I am here to testify and warmly advise all those who know that they are suffering from keratoconus to not be afraid and trust the hands of Dr. Bilani. In these 6 years, only one thing has changed, and fortunately, not the keratoconus. After all the visits, my condition has remained stable, no deterioration, and I simply decided, for a matter of a better life, to correct the vision of my left eye with a contact lens. After the operation, I am seeing 10/10ths. For the benefit of my lifestyle, I applied a scleral lens that I use daily, even for more than 12 hours every day, so as to be able to see well with the left eye with an absolutely almost perfect vision. Let us remember that Riccardo implanted an ICL in the right eye where he had a form frost keratoconus. We thus only call a topographic keratoconus, and that is the exam that we do to highlight keratoconus, but clinically, the patient sees well. We have corrected myopia with the ICL, after which we implanted an intrastromal ring in the left eye. Soon after the first post-operative phase, he started seeing 10/10ths or 8/10ths, but still he sees very well. We stabilized the disease with transepithelial cross-linking. We have always been going for low risk, low impact cross-linking. And now we have the evolutionary transepithelial cross-linking with a ontophoresis, which penetrates better than what Riccardo did. But still his corneas are stable, eyes are beautiful, he sees 10/10ths in the eye where he has the ICL, and where he did the cross-linking. In the other eye, he sees 5 or 6 naturally, which is a lot, because it means being able to go home and being able to do 80% of his daily activities. He relies on an artificial scleral lens if he wants to drive and have a visual acuity comparable to that of the other eye. The lens is designed for keratoconus that rests on the sclera on the white part of the eye, skips the central part, and acts as an artificial cornea, managing to interface with the air outside, while in the inner part, through the tear film, transmits light to the cornea. This is his situation. The message we want to get across is that the choices we made back then were more than fair and correct, and they still are today. Let us act fast, and if we have keratoconus, we go to a modern specialist who does modern solutions like cross-linking, installation of intrastromal rings, and possibly phakic lenses. We do not take the disease lightly just because we are young. Keratoconus affects young people who have a long life expectancy, and therefore giving up is definitely wrong. Up to this moment, I believe he is leading a completely normal life. We had our first interview in my studio, but now we are here in his restaurant in Saluzzo where we eat, drink, and buy quality products. Therefore, he leads an absolutely good kind of life. I do everything that normal people do, maybe even better than people who have no eye problems, like playing tennis. I see better when the ball is out of the line compared to those who say that they see better, so you absolutely must not be afraid. I always draw the analogy that when we want to change our smartphones, we always look for the latest generation, but then, when we have a problem, we are afraid of the latest technologies, and perhaps we get scared by a small operation and the doctor's white coat. Times have changed, and we must no longer be afraid with the technology, the smart people who have studied to improve our lives. You just need to find and trust them. And I don't understand the reason to live a life with a handicap, especially when you are young. Not being able to see isn't the best thing, and I find it truly unacceptable to continue not to see others out of fear. We must find courage. An important aspect, as he says, is to have the courage to face things head on. It is not easy. Most of the patients that I have encountered are suffering from keratoconus and also affected by depressive pathologies. They are patients who do not want to be treated, who are not positive towards many things, do not believe in the techniques, do not believe in doctors, do not think they are going to get better. And in short, they are not like Ricardo nor I. We are people who face life for the better or worse. We both have our own set of unwelcome events. We ask for an act of courage from patients suffering from keratoconus. We ask them to face it because we would like them to recover. Keratoconus is a disease that gets worse, and when you discover it, start healing yourself. It is also a matter of conscience. When I discovered that I have this disease, I was still driving the car and still worked with people who get their hands on dangerous equipment. However, I believe that not being able to see clearly is never a good choice since it puts one's own safety and that of others at risk. So with courage, I moved forward with conscience, especially towards the children, the family, the people we have around us. I know what it means not to see well, and I realize that things can change with more vivid colors, better overall mood, because I can do everything others do, and I can face life in the right way. The message for patients with keratoconus is heal yourself and be positive, conscientious,
Positivi, coscienziosi e un
and a
po'
little
coraggiosi.
brave.
Direi che ci vediamo tra 6 anni.
Va bene.